What's up, guys? Today on the podcast, we got Dr. Mike Gaeta of Excel Physical Therapy in Westfield, New Jersey. We talk a lot about certain things that you can do to keep yourself safe in the gym, certain things that you can do to improve your range of motion, your mobility, to help you in everyday life, and to improve your golf game. Dr. Mike is also a TPI certified, which means that he knows a lot about how to improve your golf swing, how to improve your golf game overall, certain warm-ups you can do. We talk a ton about that. So that being said, buckle up. Here we go. I'm in. Can you hear me loud and clear?
I can hear you.
All right. Got this figured out. This whole podcast thing, you can't get it right till like episode 50, I guess.
Yeah, man, you got the car set up.
Got it going. On the move, man. Where are you at? You at your apartment?
Yeah.
Nice. Are you still, did Bob take over your grandpa's place, or are you still there?
No, he's at home.
What a loser.
Yeah, right.
All right. What's that?
He's back home.
Yeah. Hey, living the good life, paying off the loans and stuff.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. So let's get it started. Dr. Mike, you want to tell the people who you are who are not familiar?
I'm Mike Gaeta. I'm a licensed physical therapist in New Jersey for about 5 years now. I am the clinical director at Excel Physical Therapy in Westfield, located downtown. I treat orthopedic injuries, acute injuries, post-surgical rehab, basically any patient population that walks in the door.
Yep.
I enjoy treating baseball players and golfers and athletes because I used to play baseball and I also play golf now. So those are fun.
Awesome. Yeah, and he's always good for a good humdinger here and there too. That's a hidden skill. When I'm not landing it in our own cup. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about like what I try and do on this podcast is pretty much lay it out there for people who are new to the gym or like they've been going to the gym, always get injured, always get hurt, and more general population, because I know you work with a lot of athletes, but I know there's a lot of carryover in when you talk to athletes, like the things you apply to them that also apply to general population. So what are some common things that come into your clinic that you see a lot with pretty much everybody that you treat, like very common issues?
A lot of common issues. We see a lot of shoulder pain, which can also be related to neck pain. A lot of people are working at home now, so the neck pain has kind of risen. Low back pain is another big one, and then hips and knee pain. They come into the clinic a lot also, but a lot of what we see is just the patients just have a difficulty moving a certain way. So then it's my job to try to figure out why are they not able to get into a certain position, or is it pain related? Is it range of motion limitation, or is it strength limitation? And then we work on that from there.
Gotcha. And when people are working at home, what's a common thing that you tell them that, like for the desktop warrior, the people that are kind of stuck to a laptop for like their 9 to 5, what's a couple things that a lot of people fall into that you think are like quick and easy fixes?
So I think a lot of people sit too long. So I know I have an Apple Watch. It tells me to stand every 50 minutes if I've been sitting too long. So try not to sit for longer than an hour. Get up, move around, stretch the back out, stretch the neck out, and then go back to work. If you can get like a standing desk, that might be an option too. So stand up for some of the day to do the work and then lower the desk down to sit. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, I mean, that's all some people need, right?
Also your posture, if you're kind of like hunched over, staring at the computer and typing, that's going to lead to neck pain, back pain. So you want to try to sit up straight and, make sure that you're not in that slouch position for too long.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Now, let's go into your bread and butter. You kind of like work with a decent amount of athletes, right?
Yeah, we see a lot of like the high school kids in the Westfield, Cranford, Union County area. So
Nice, nice. And what I guess is your like main sport? Is it baseball, lacrosse?
that we
Like
see,
what that you see a lot of injuries from?
it's kind of all over. We've had baseball players, softball players, soccer, track athletes, basketball. So it's kind of like a big mix where I am.
Okay. And now let's talk a little bit about what the process is, because I know when it comes to relationships between physical therapists and the personal trainers, it can get a little murky as far as like the trade-off when it comes to clients.
Right.
And one thing we see a lot, I know at Gabriel Fitness, we'll have somebody come in from another physical therapy office that they're cleared, they're good to go, and then they come to us and they're like, I can do anything, right? And we're like, not so fast.
Right. So yeah. So typically, what my job is to do is to make that person pain free, moving, and strong. Right. If there's a surgery or an injury, I want to decrease that pain after the surgery or after the injury, and then build up the body back so that they can keep going to the gym or keep doing their activities that they do. Um, so I kind of see them at the beginning, and then we kind of work on the basics, get the functional movements down early, and then transition them to more strengthening. Once they're kind of functionally good and the insurance company, you know, may not continue therapy anymore, then it's probably a good time to transition to a strength coach or a personal trainer to continue on those foundations that we've been working on,
Mhm.
which I think is good communication between us two, to get on the same page of where the patient is at, what can they do, what are they still having some difficulty doing, and then that's when you guys would come in and tailor the strength program with them moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. And is there anything like from a physical therapist perspective that you think like the general public should be looking for in a trainer, like certain things that would like you would feel comfortable handing somebody off to?
Yeah, so just from my personal experience, I remember I went to one trainer I joined. They said, "Yeah, you'll get a free personal training session." Right. So I took the free personal training session, and there was just things going on that I wasn't comfortable even doing. And so I was like, well, maybe I'm not going to continue with this person because I'm not interested in that. So what I would look for is someone who's going to do a body assessment of the client or patient, find out what the limitations are, talk to the therapist, have an open communication between the two so that everyone's on the same page to better treat that individual. So you want to do maybe a screen, find out limitations, do work on some functional training, not just, in there throwing weight around bench pressing or throwing weight around shoulder pressing, work on more functional movements and then build up that strength in those functional movements.
Yeah, more so about getting healthy before performance, like setting that foundation.
Right. Yeah. Because if you don't move properly or you're not able to move properly, you're going to get hurt. Something's going to compensate, and then you're going to get hurt again. Then you're going to come back to physical therapy. So,
And it's that never-ending cycle of
right,
get
right,
hurt, push it, recover.
right. So part of what we do is we want to try to make sure that, the gym clients or people that you may see, if they are feeling pain or they are getting hurt or there is something nagging them, try to nip it in the bud early. So
Yeah,
even if you can train, I'm not going to tell you don't do a certain exercise. That's, I still want you to move that way. But maybe cut down the weights or a little bit, or maybe go no weights to build up that foundation. So that's where if you do have somebody who is kind of having a nagging injury that's seeing you for strength or personal training, they can maybe come to physical therapy. We can work on that, send them back to you. Hey, this is what we worked on. Try this movement now, and then see how they do with you.
yeah. And I know another thing that can be adjusted that I know, like I did it coming off of an injury and a couple clients have had success. Like you can adjust like range of motion, you can adjust tempo and
Right.
factors like that. So if like, say you hurt your back deadlifting, you can do it like a rack pull. So it's elevated like at about knee height. And then every week or every month, once you hit a certain weight, like say for my specific example, I started off and I said every time I could rack pull with 315 pounds on the bar, I'm going to take it down a notch and then start over. Like start with 225, see what I can handle, and then work it up to 315, lower the level, and just keep going that way.
Right. Right.
Doesn't have to be 315, but it's like if you can work yourself up to like 45 on each side or whatever your previous weight was before the injury at a higher level and then work your way down, that's going to be like a way that your body can adapt in a way that you're stronger and safer rather than just jumping right back in and getting injured.
Right. Yeah. And so for a lot of our patients with, back or kind of hip pain or, strains in the legs, a lot of times we work on hip hinge first to try to build that foundation before we even try to have them do like a deadlift exercise. But, or like you said, we'll raise kind of the height so that it's not as low until they feel comfortable with that and then progress them further on. Yeah. So if you can modify an exercise to make them move that way or have them move that way, then and without pain, then that's great. And then you can always progress and change and modify to make it more advanced as they get better.
Exactly. And that's why we do like the functional movement screen and stuff like that. So we have some sort of idea. Like if you're going to a trainer or like a boot camp, like you see it all the time in boot camps, like nobody gets screened. You're just like, they're giving you a workout, hoping to God you don't hurt yourself. Like
Right.
if you go to a legit personal trainer, they are going to screen you and put you through movement stuff that does not challenge you in like holding heavy weights and just to see how you move. Because if you can't move well without weights, you sure as shit are not going to move good with them.
Right. Right. Exactly. Build the foundation, increase the weight as you progress, increase maybe the speed or tempo.
Yeah.
In the beginning, you want it slow, controlled movement so that there's no jerking or any, quick change of direction that could cause injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with
So
you. Definitely need to be screened before you start lifting.
that's like an easy litmus test if you have a good trainer. Like or like I mean, physical therapists, you can't even get away with not doing it because that's literally part of your job.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
the problem when you don't get that's the problem when you don't get certified by a governing body like you do. Like, I mean, yeah, you could get an ACE certification or something like that, like the average personal trainer, but that doesn't include a functional movement screen.
Right.
And that stuff can literally be the difference between like you getting hurt all over again and you making tons of progress and not having to go back to square one.
Right. Yeah. And with the golfers and rotational athletes, so baseball players and pitchers, when they're hitting the batters, you're kind of just rotating in that one direction constantly, right? So if you don't train that other rotation, the opposite, then you're going to have muscle imbalances, and then when you do a screen, it's going to show up as, well, your one side is a lot stronger than your other side. And why is that? Well, it's maybe because you just do that rotational movement constantly and you don't work on the opposite movement. So it's all about balance, all about screening.
Exactly. And those asymmetries, they happen and they do help with performance to a degree, but you could always push performance so far that it turns into dysfunction.
Exactly.
It's very, very possible.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of the golfers and stuff, you're a TPI guy. So for those of you that don't know, that's like one of the top certifications, if not the top, as far as strength and conditioning for golfers. So I know you see a good amount of the golfing population, and you just were alluding to like the fact that that swing over and over and over and over again is going to cause some issues. What are some things like the average golfer can do in their warm up or in their workouts when they're not on the course to help them feel good and stay feeling good so they can do 18 every weekend?
Yeah, so I would recommend that you do get screened by a TPI professional. That's Titleist Performance Institute.
And if they wanted to, where can they find that, like, if they're listening in California right now, I know we're in Jersey, but where can they find somebody that is legit?
Yeah, so you can go on their TPI website and search for medical professional. There's three different certifications: medical professional, strength professional, and then golf pro professional. So the golf pro is going to kind of look at you actually swinging, and then go through, how you're actually swinging. The strength professional is going to try to increase weights and build programs, exercise programs for you. And then the medical professional, I'm going to look at how your body's moving with a TPI screen that's specific for golfers. And then based off of those findings in that screen, if you have any pain with any of the movements, that's when we would kind of work on those limitations. But yeah, you can find us on the TPI website, and then you can choose which one you're looking for: medical professional, strength, or golf pro, and schedule an appointment. But just for some basics, a lot of people, I know sometimes I do this too. When I get to the golf course, you're rushing to get to the golf course. Run a little bit late for the tee time. They need to be on schedule with the tee time because it's always booked. So you may not have the time to actually warm up. So at the range, or a few putts, or, you're just kind of getting from the car to the first tee and swinging. Well, before you swing, I suggest that you do some type of rotational movement, some type of stretch, some type of chest opener, hip opener, low back twisting stretch, just to kind of make sure everything's loose, because a golf swing is a high intense rotational movement. If your muscles aren't warmed up, something could happen, could lead to injury, and you don't want that happening on the first tee. But to be able to play 18 holes consistently and to feel good without doing it without pain, I would suggest the average golfer try to get screened by a TPI professional, and then go from there.
Yeah, I mean, if you can make Bob's game better, you can pretty much make it.
Bob's game has come along.
Yeah.
He's come along. He's gotten he's definitely put some yards on his driver, and it's more consistently straight. I'll give it to him. Bob's actually done the TPI screen on his own, about I guess a year and a half ago. So he's had some success with it.
Nice. And I mean, that app and everything that it comes with is legit.
Yeah. So if, for people who are listening don't know, it comes on an app that the professional that's certified through TPI would have. Then all the results get emailed to you based off of how well you did on certain screening tests and what that would look like with your golf swing. And then that's how we build the program. Try to work on those screens, those limitations, and build up whatever needs to be built up, or get more mobile, whatever needs to be more mobile.
Nice. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to thank you for that extra yardage.
Hey, and we're hitting March, so the Players is coming up. Players starts today, actually, Thursday.
Does it?
The Players Champion, yeah. And
damn,
I think the country clubs open up usually sometime in April. So
nice, very nice.
Golf season's around the corner.
It's gonna be freaking packed after this COVID season. Jeez.
It is. I think people are going to be out golfing.
Oh, 100%, full force. Now, if anybody in Jersey is listening, what's your favorite golf course to go to in Jersey?
My favorite golf course to play? Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a
lot of good ones.
I would say probably in the Union County area. I like Galloping Hill.
They upgraded, man. I remember when we were younger, it was a shithole.
I don't belong to a country club or anything, so it's kind of whatever public course will allow, for the opening tee time. But Galloping Hill is nice, very hilly, challenging course, but that's where I like to go. They also have a driving range, so you can go there early, warm up, do some stretches, and then get on the tee.
There you go. Galloping Hill, you're welcome for the plug. Now, has there been any courses outside of Jersey that are like your fantasy golf course? Like if you had to go, that'd be the one place, like no restrictions, you could go there right now. Where are you going?
I would like to go to Pebble Beach
Pebble Beach.
in
Okay.
California. Yeah.
Don't want to go out to like Scotland or anything.
I played in Ireland, played in
Yeah.
Dublin. That was pretty cool. But yeah, if in like the States, probably Pebble Beach, I would like to go out to. I've never been to California, so it'd be cool to get out there. But down in Delaware, that's not too far. It's only about a 3.5 hour drive. Is Baywood Greens. It's called the Augusta of the North. Very
Yeah.
green, very beautiful, great course.
Yeah. Is it like the what do they call it in the internship? It's like the Harvard of the West.
Yeah. The Augusta of the North, yeah.
University of Phoenix. It's the Harvard of the West, man. Well, that transitions real nicely because towards the end of the podcast, I gotta ask the one big question. What is your favorite movie and why?
Throw me off with these questions there, Fitz. Especially this one. Let's see.
I mean, I was gonna give you like I give everybody a heads up of what we're gonna talk about, but I can't give away everything.
Yeah, you didn't tell me this one. Let's see. I would say probably Field of Dreams is probably
I
my
knew that was coming.
favorite
I knew
movie. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
basic.
nice baseball movie. You know, if you build it, they will come. They're actually, I think they're gonna have some major league games this year. I know they were supposed to do it last year, but they couldn't. But I think they're gonna have some major league games in the cornfield field out in this is bad, out in Iowa. Is it Iowa? I think it's Iowa.
Yeah, it's either
but,
Iowa or Nebraska. It's somewhere out there.
yeah, but they're
I think
actually
it's
gonna have,
Iowa.
I think the Yankees were supposed to play out there, and they're gonna have a field with the the cornfield in the background, and so it'd be cool
Nice.
to watch.
That'll be pretty badass. I didn't know that the field was actually still out there.
Oh yeah, I think it's a tourist attraction now, but they're turning it into a so fans could come, I guess, and I don't know, we'll see. But that was the original plan.
Nice. That
What
sounds
is your favorite movie, Fitz?
every time I'll say Braveheart, man.
Braveheart. Wow.
Braveheart. Yes. It's got everything. It's a love story. It's got war. There's funny parts like them all mooning them with their junk and their asses out. There's and I mean, it takes up your whole day. It's like 3 hours. Got nothing better to do. You just turn it on.
Yeah. Field of Dreams or Braveheart. That's a good it's a good movie. Good movie.
But if we're ranking sports movies, I still got to put Rudy number one.
Rudy, yeah, you're a Notre Dame guy, aren't you?
Hey, I mean, if you're Irish, you're a Notre Dame fan by like association.
That's true.
And then there's literally no way out of it.
Yeah, that's a good movie also. Yeah, I'm also a Notre Dame fan for football, so.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, the Fighting Irish, they're like America's team.
Yeah, you got to root for them.
Like my other team, Cowboys, baby.
They did sign Dak Prescott.
They did, and I'm not happy about it.
No?
No.
Who'd you want? Deshaun Watson?
Honestly, I'd rather just take our chances in the draft at this point. Like, Zeke I think he's past his prime already. Like, we had our shot, we missed it. Start over.
Yeah.
Like our defense is like always kind of good, but our offense, I don't know what the hell we're doing. It's like we're hanging on for dear life.
Have you followed his recovery at all from his injury?
Not really. I'm just like, I want to see you on the field, and that's it. Like, no excuses. You're getting paid. Let's see.
Yeah.
Is there anything interesting that I'm missing with his recovery? Like, what's going on?
I'm not a Cowboys fan, so to be honest, I really haven't followed it. Just figured maybe you were watching. But.
Dude, I'm also the world's worst sports fan. Like, I think the only full football game I watched this year was the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Got too much crap to do, man. It's like watching. It's like being a Yankee fan. Like, you can't pay attention to all 162 games. You just check your phone and you're like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, pop in every couple weeks.
Exactly. Go to the occasional game if you're close enough, but Dallas isn't exactly right around the corner.
Yeah,
But we got to hit a Yankee game this summer.
if they open it, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
I know.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, there we go. No pen. All right. Well, I think this is a good spot to end it. Do you have anything else you'd like to tell anybody about? Anything you got going on?
Not really. I know. I mean, if you
Yeah.
need a if you have any pains or any range of motion restrictions or lack of strength, or you want to do something that you're not able to do right now, activity wise, if you're a golfer, if your baseball season starting, if you're a baseball player, and having some issues, come on in for physical therapy. We're downtown Westfield, right across from the South Side train station. Excel Physical Therapy.
All right. And I'll be sure to link all the stuff that we talked about, like the TPI stuff, Excel's website. Everything's going to be in the description.
All right, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. And if anybody wants to get in contact with me, you know where to go. Coach Fitzz with 2 Z's on pretty much everything. Okay. Website's coachfitz.com. Thanks, Mike. It's been a real fun time.
Coach Fitzz, thank you very much, buddy.
You're welcome. See you later, man.
All right. See ya.